Hello guys, welcome back to Cat's Diary. There is about 1 week and my 2 Birmans will be 10 months old. And since it's time of Christmas, it's about to be one, they helped me fix a Christmas tree. Well, if the idea is to giving your kid for a gift in Christmas time, perhaps a puppy or cat or any other animal whatsoever, think again. May not be the best idea, because this pet will stay with you for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, and imagine all this time he's your friend, he's your family member and your responsibility. So allow me to give you a suggestion. For Christmas gift this year I got from my colleague from Mazda, representative here in Slovenia, which we cooperate in another channel, this thing called Aqua. It's basically, I'm gonna open it now, it's basically a smart bottle. I loved it immediately because it's made of steel and not plastic, and you can actually download an application on your smartphone and it calculates how much water do you need to drink every day, and every, I don't know, 30 minutes or so this bottle, or more or less your telephone, reminds you that you have to drink again. So Mazda, thank you very much for a very thoughtful gift. Let's go back to our cats and see what happened in the past 10 months. Now, first of all, they grow, and they grow up a lot. For example, if we take a look at Jinx, he has more than 4 kilos and Nika has about 3. They both got the typical Birman body shape, so strong body with shorter legs. All Birman kittens are born entirely white, but then through the weeks after, usually 2 or 3 weeks, they become to develop a pattern and the color of their hairy coat. Now, if we take a look at Jinx, still point of his color has spread through this month. At the beginning, only his nose and slightly above the eyes was dark, but now you can see the entire face is really dark. And if you take a look at his legs and his body, it's also quite dark. I remember Ori, she was basically developing the same way. At first, she was on her body white, but then later at the end, it was quite dark. Now, if we take a look at Nika, she's still mostly white color. Lilac point pattern has really become a bit more darker than she was at the beginning, but now it still just remain on her face, a bit on her tail. The tail of both is quite bushy. If you take a look at Jinx, it's more than one color pattern, while with Nika, it's basically very light, slightly dark, so you can actually see that the color is a bit different. When I brought them home, their hair were not so thick. It was really a late spring and it was still their first hairy coat. Now, I also remember Jinx. His head was growing very slowly while his body was quite big, and on the first sight he kind of remembered me as a Russian babushka. But now he has his regular coat and he got his hairy collar around his neck, so he starts looking like a real Birman gentleman. Well, while Nika, on the other side, she was always very fluffy, and even through the month that remains the same. Her tail is very bushy, I think that even more than any of the cat I had so far. Also, her collar fur around her neck is extremely long, and that sometimes can cause her a lot of problems. When she's grooming herself, that hairs are sticking to her tongue, and I need to help her out sometimes. At the age of 7 months, I took them to the vet for a sterilization and castration procedure. Well, what it seems interesting with the blue eyes cat is they fall asleep very easily. Just a half of dose of anesthetics and the surgery may start. Which is very good news because they also wake up very quickly, and just a few hours after I brought them home, they got back to their normal routine. Jinx was licking his wound a bit for, I don't know, 2 or 3 days, but then was okay. Nika was a bit swollen around the stitches, but a week later everything was okay as well. Now, if you're having second thoughts about this surgery, that their behavior will change, you don't need to worry about that. They will remain little cute devils even after the surgery, except for one change. You don't need to worry about the period when the female is ready to have her baby kittens. It can be very loud time, and after a half an hour you will be sick and tired of that. So after you plan your baby kittens, don't hesitate, take a surgery. Let's go to the fun part now. It is known that females are more peaceful than the males, but that doesn't mean they sleep around all day. No, just the other way around. I'll tell you about Nika. She loves to play, and sometimes it seems she has more energy than Jinx, and if she's determined that you will play with her, she will meowing so long that you will start throwing her a rope. At first she was really shy, but then when she conquered the territory, you're no way to stop her. Jinx is of course a male, and sometimes he likes to go on the high places and make sure has everything under control what happens below him. Also, he likes to searching around, and sometimes he's looking for a new surprises for you. Now, if you already have a cat, you know those surprises are not always the most thrilling part of your life. But maybe a good thing it is that you don't pay too much attention to them. Now, I will tell you, before I brought those two home, I was thinking, how am I gonna prevent them to, I don't know, climbing on the curtains? But then I said, okay, fine, if they wanna do it, I'll let them do it. And what happened? They only did it once, and then they simply lost interest. But Jinx has another speciality. He likes mice, and sometimes he's throwing them into the basket in a way of the best NBA players like our Luka Doncic. Also, sometimes he likes throwing them into the cup with water. And then of course he takes them out and makes sure all the floor is wet. Beside mice, he also likes this Porsche bracelet, or better say whatever left from it. Maybe he just thinks that, I don't know, Porsche is a very good car, or anything else. But that's not it. He also likes to help me setting a Christmas tree. Sometimes he comes to my office and makes sure that I clean it, and sometimes he just tell me on really good way, Tina, it's time to remove this from the house. Thank you very much for watching us. This is all for today. We'll be back soon, and that you don't miss us, don't forget to subscribe.